change your mind. Can't shake the lights. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. I want it all, just for the night. I live it out like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't change it down, I feel so alive. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turn me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the light. This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more. 'Cause the time keeps turning, feels just like it speeds up. It's what I waited for. Close your eyes, seek paradise. Won't change your mind. Can't shake the light. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. Just wanna feel the stars surround. The atmosphere never to come down. I'll stand alone, whether right or wrong. It takes me home, right where I belong. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turn me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more. This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more.
Welcome. How is everybody doing? Hanging out here on the live stream. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late here. We're in the middle of getting a lot of prints rolling at 3D Musketeers, and because of that, we got the stunt double here because, well, Miss Vicky, she's off in doing important cat things, but we've got two of the Prusas running there. We got one, the Prusa, no, Grant, the one right there is a kneeling parts, and Time Lapse Spinner's hanging out for right now, but we got the big boy running the Fusion 3 F410, so, you know, had to keep an eye on that real quick to make sure that everything started nice and clean. But anyways, I'm so glad that you guys are with us. Let me know if the music is a little bit too loud or anything like that, and we will jump right into it. So we actually have a couple things we're going to be doing today. Hopefully, we're going to start with, apart from, wouldn't you know it, Allison, we are going to be working on your paper guillotine holder thing. Some prints, Justin, not a lot of prints. There's only like 3 or 4. There's 6 pieces total running across 3 printers. The Fusion 3 is doing some final testing with ABS on some new parts that we have to print out of a UL94V0, which means fire retardant. So I'm actually excited to take a sample of that and hit it with a blowtorch for a video, just because we can. But just so some of you guys know, we might, if we have some time, because you all know how that goes, but if we've got the time, I might jump into a personal project of mine, which involves expansion of this company and what's gonna happen. We are gonna talk about all over here. So previously, I don't know if I've ever shown you guys this part of the office, but over there used to be lots and lots and lots and lots of resin. Well, if you notice, there's gloves right here now, and can you see it? No, the light's in the way. But all the resin is now above me and off to my right. So my right, this is my right hand here. This is my right hand. It's off to my right now, and that enables us to get more FDM 3D printers in here, like the Prusa Minis, of which we have 4. But you'll be like, Grant, you've only actually done 2 when you build off between you and your girlfriend. It's because I'm trying to get a time when both Jonathan, my twin brother, and I are both available so that we can build the other 2 and see which of us is ultimately the smarter twin. We'll see what happens there, but we're going to end up turning the shelf over here into a fully enclosed shelf, and to do that, there are a few ways, but we will talk about that if we don't get to it here. We'll talk about it a bit on the podcast, but then I'm going to turn maybe next week's live stream into maybe designing this. We'll talk about some of the things involving with fully enclosing printers, because it's more work than you think. Before we get too deep into it, let's talk about Allison's project. And so we're going to leave Big Grant up for just a second so we can discuss it, but she has one of those kind of generic roller paper cutter things. Allison, let me know if I can share some of those photos. I'm like, I don't want to share people's photos because, I mean, I guess you use your real name, so alright, I'm just going to save these images, and let me have them available real quick, guys, and that way you can kind of get an idea of what she wants to do for this element. And really, this is just a way to store the paper cutter. And Allison, since you are hanging out with us, let me know if there's any specifics that you wanted to do with this thing, instead of just having, like, you know, a stackable whatever it might be. So, okay, let me open up these photos here, and then I will bring little Grant in so you can see what I am up to. And like a big dummy, I totally forgot to, what is it? Post up the 1 hour reminder, because, you know, that's just what happens sometimes. Okay. So we're going to go to little Grant. We're going to show you what is going on. So we've got two different photos from Allison, and these are what I'm going to be working off of. So this is the actual paper cutter that she is using, and these are the dimensions from it. And of course, I greatly appreciate the fact that she's giving it to us in millimeters, so A+ for that. Okay, and you want something to hold it under your desk. So do you want to screw it to your desk? Do you want to, like, have a big flat section so you can put some Velcro? How do you want to attach it to be underneath your desk? How do you want to attach the printed part to your desk? Let's see. And for those of you that are just joining us, my name is Grant, this is 3D Musketeers. We are here to take your ideas out of your head, put them into your hands, art to part, full rapid prototyping, product development, utilizing badass technology like 3D printing, CNC milling, and laser cutting. And we are here today to go through your ideas, yes, you, the subscribers, and make stuff. And if I don't have enough stuff from you guys, I'm just going to start making personal stuff, because screw it, we can. And I'm the owner of the company, I can do those things. But if you are watching on Twitch or on Facebook, I am directly interacting over on YouTube. So make sure you head over to that YouTube page, get subscribed, leave us a like, and that way if you want to come hang out, talk with me directly as I'm working on these projects, let me know. So, Allison, actually, I think I'm going to do both because, well, we can. So what I will need from you is if you have any 2-part Velcro or hook and loop tape, you know, as it would be the colloquial term. Let me know the width of it, and I'll make sure that the fingers that we give you up top will be enough. Now, 380 millimeters is bigger than actually all but one of our printers. So this would be a part that I would recommend to make in multiple pieces and then glue it together with some sort of bonding adhesive. It could be CA glue. There's something called 3D Gloop. Or if you like to take risks and you don't mind a little bit of extra safety precautions, methylene chloride is the main bonding agent inside of 3D Gloop, and it is like 60 bucks a gallon, and you can buy it by the gallon for way less than you can buy 3D Gloop. So, whatever. But we're going to take a look at these parts. I'm going to have this piece here, specifically this picture, open on my screen, and then I'll be working on her part. Tarzman is asking, what about just holding the ends? Tarzman, we have to... Oh, I see. Not have something that goes all the way across. Damn it. Sometimes he's right. Don't tell my brother I told him he was right, because I'm pretty sure he's right. That's not a bad idea. I think that that might work out a little bit better, where we provide Allison with 2 pieces, and she can then put it up underneath her desk at whatever distance she wants, and that enables her, if she gets a bigger cutter in the future, something that's wider, something that's smaller, to just go ahead and move it. So, yeah, John's actually totally right. This is one of those things. It's actually why I love doing these live streams, because it enables us to have that back and forth communication with our subscribers, you guys, about how we're doing things, because the way that I do it is not always right. I mean, technically my way would work, but it's not the best way to do it. That's why this back and forth communication on platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, freaking Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, that's so important to us as a company, because it helps us better our skills. And me personally, well, you know, a little bit of idiot checking never hurt nobody. So I'm going to get rid of this photo because it doesn't matter too much to me for what we're doing. And we are going to move this photo away. We're going to bring Small Grant into the picture. Hi, Small Grant. And of course, we have the stunt double here with us because Victoria is off making sure that all the 3D printers are running happily. And it would be more expensive to print and ship. Unfortunately, I do believe Allison is in the UK, so that might be very prohibitive. But if I am correct, Allison did get a 3D printer, and we're going to send her the file for this. And actually, Allison, if you want, I will send you the raw Fusion file so that you can make any adjustments that you want, or maybe add some logos, names, whatever on it before you go ahead and print it out. If you didn't buy a 3D printer and I am somehow confusing you with somebody else, let me know, and we will try to find a way to get this thing to you. But the first things first, I am the realist. We need to get ourselves a new design here. This one, I think, is actually most effective to work from the front. So I'm over here looking at what my direction I want to work from, and I believe the front is the best option, simply because we're going to be extruding outward. So I just need to make my profiles for everything. This should actually be not too bad. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I am so busy that I forget who buys printers and who doesn't. Leash is the one that bought a printer, so sorry, Allison. But wait, Allison, aren't you... We're gonna find a way to get these parts to you, come hell or high water. Damn it, I'm gonna find a way. But yes, I know a couple of our crafters have bought printers, and I just honestly forget who does it, because for those that don't know, we have clearly been doubling down heavily on content on our YouTube channel, and that means that I need to hire a lot of people. In the past 3 weeks, I have had over 100 interviews to bring in new staff members onto our company so that we can start taking marketing very, very seriously. And that makes me happy as a business owner that we're able to, you know, bring on more people, get some money in the pockets of people that need it, and of course, let people learn in an awesome, fun environment like this. Because let's be real, anybody that works with us can tell you, it is one awesome community that we have here. Oh, Justin, I like your idea, buddy. We're going to reach out to Geeky Faye and see if Geeky Faye can make this part via Allison. I will make sure to compensate Geeky Faye. That is bloody brilliant. And that way we can get Allison the part, because Geeky Faye is in London in the UK. And that will friggin' work. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna make this set up. So, Justin, if you're around and not busy, hop on our Twitter and tag Geeky Faye. Post a tweet to her and say, hey, we've got a project. Come watch our live stream or something. No, don't. Actually, no, don't push our live stream. Just tag her and say, hey, we have a cool project coming up from one of our subscribers that is in your area. We would love for you to assist us, and we can DM or something. I don't know. That's bloody brilliant, Justin. But before I talk too darn much about this, let's get into the friggin' work, because that's what we're all here to do, right? We're here to watch me likely get frustrated, but learn a little bit in the process. So, we are going to first get her basic system built. you're embarrassed to have her watching. I'm not embarrassed to have Geeky Faye watching, but I don't want to, like ping her and then, like, be very much, you know, hey, come watch our stream. Like, we're very clearly, I don't want it to look like we're using her as a way to get to her target market. I don't know. I always feel bad about, like, asking other creators to come hang out, because I don't want them to feel like that I'm just doing it for the views. We're not. I'm literally doing it because I think Faye would be an awesome person to help out with this, because she is in your area, and I think potentially if you all are vaccinated and close enough, that'd be a really cool meetup for you, because Faye is all kinds of awesome. Let me, actually, I am going to find our video. We actually interviewed Faye on the Making Awesome podcast. I'm going to find that real quick and post it for you, because that's actually a really, really great video. Where is it? Here we are. Gonna grab that and throw it in the chat. That was a really, really great interview with Faye. She is, to say she is one of my favorite makers is not an understatement. She is, first off, an absolute sweetheart, but incredibly intelligent. Watch that episode of our podcast, Allison. Anyone else that is watching us here on YouTube, I just posted a link to the podcast episode with Geeky Faye, and it was a friggin' riot. She is really, really awesome. Talks all about her time traveling. Not time traveling, but time traveling the world. Anyways, let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. So we want to keep the height to be no more than 20 millimeters, but if Allison wants this thing to slide in and out easily, we got to make sure that we make it a little bit taller. So I'm going to start with just a basic C channel. And that's where we're going to move forward from. So I'm going to grab myself some lines and let's just start drawing. Done! No, we're not done. So we're going to start doing some constraints here. Constraints like vertical and parallel to just put everything in line. There we go. We're looking at a max of 20 millimeters, so we're going to start with our dimensioning tool. We're going to grab this bit here. Boy, that's huge. We're going to make it, I'm thinking 25 should be good. Give you an, oh boy. Oh no. There we go. And so if that's 25, I'm thinking the exterior being maybe something like 50 should be adequate. Nope. It's the fun thing about parametric sometimes. You gotta look at the things that are gonna bother you the quickest. So we gotta get rid of that. We are going to change the dimension of this. I'm thinking maybe 6.7 millimeters on the bottom, about a quarter of an inch. And up here, probably about the same. I'm gonna go 10, just to make it a little bit easier. We have 25, and we want this distance. This thing is 380 millimeters wide, so we want to make sure that we give it, you know, some structure, right? Some strength. But because we need to also allow this to have a screw go through it, I've got some plans here. It's going to end up with some fingers, and it might end up for having a part with some support material, but I think it's going to end up being okay. I think this at probably 20 should be more than adequate. And that will bring this top section up to, I don't know, what are you guys thinking? 30? 30 sounds good. So we're going to take the equals. We're going to go, this is equal to that. This. So this is equal to this, which it already should be. Now we're going to grab a point. I'm going to put this point in the middle of the back. In the middle of the, nope. We're going to make sure that we grab the center point here. I hit L and X to make sure I have a dotted construction line. I'm going to grab that center point, come out a general distance, hit the escape key, hit L again so I can come up as well, because that is going to be important because we are going to mirror this thing. We are then going to take this point here and make it coincident onto here. And since we know the unit is 380 millimeters wide, we want to give her a little bit of leeway, so we're going to go to like 385. That should give, you know, plenty of distance. So I'm going to grab my handy dandy, not notebook, but phone, because it has a calculator on it. 385 divided by 2 is 192.5. So we need to hit a distance between this and this to be 182.5. there you go. That is the basic of what we're doing here. So we're going to grab this. We know the unit is 145 millimeters long. We don't need to go that whole distance, although it looks like it does go all the way to 155. I'm figuring if we give like 120, I'm going to do 110. That allows me to be printed on a Prusa Mini. That should be adequate to hold it. So we're going to hit E for extrude. We're going to grab this section. We're going to extrude out 110 millimeters. And like, if all she was doing, well, if all Allison was doing was just putting some Velcro up here, or Velcro on here, we're done. That's it. But we're not. We're going to do more than that. So we're going to do a little bit more. And that's going to involve some sketches from up top. So let's get a sketch tool. Let's grab the top section. We're going to hit P for project. We're going to project that top surface. That lets us know where things are. L and X. This will help us pick up our center. And now we have our direct center. So that's important to us because we want to make sure that everything that we're doing is across the center. So there you go. I want to make an ability for her to have a screw. Allison, do you have any like screws or hardware handy that you can give me a measurement for? If not, I'm just going to make some basic guesses. Justin, I love your post that you're doing for Faye. That's great. It's saying, at Geeky Faye Art, we have a cool product we're working on with a subscriber, and they are based in the UK. We are live streaming the design of it now. We would love if you could help out with the printing, as it would make it way easier to ship locally than across the pond. Awesome, 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 Justin. He continuously impresses me. It's great. Okay, not on hand. Justin is saying M3 or bust. M3 is great hardware, but it's not great if you want stuff. Like, M3 is good if you're screwing in, like, metal to metal and you're using nuts and bolts, but I'm guessing that's going to be like, you know, a drywall screw going into the bottom of a desk. So I want to give it a little bit of movement. I'm going to give her, I'm thinking like 3 millimeter. Nah. Let's make the whole 5 millimeters, right? That should be fine. And so what I didn't do is we didn't pick up where this is. So I need to pick up where that is as well. So this shows us with that purple line that is very, very hard to see. Actually, ooh, I screwed up. We want to make sure that we get rid of the X. We want to hit project again. X to get rid of the construction line. So now we kind of see where things are. I accidentally deleted this, so we'll bring that back. And now we're going to hit X to get rid of it. We're going to hit C for circle. And we're going to make a couple of holes. We can, yes, you can always add washers if needed. So that's where I'm at. Whoops, phone slid onto the 3D connection. So I'm thinking 5 millimeters might do it. And I'm thinking if we do it on, how far away? I mean, these paper cutters are not heavy, right? It's not like one of those big ones from grade school where if you used it the wrong way, you'd be going to the emergency room and meeting Amber. I don't think this is something that requires that. This is stuck on that line. Okay, it is. So we're going to do a dimension from here to here just so we can get an idea of where we're at from the center. Let's go 30. And I'm curious to see from here to here. And it's going to yell at me saying, hey, you're over constrained, but I don't care. I'm just curious to see the number. I'd rather this be than 25. That'll give you 50 millimeters in between, so I don't think you're hanging over more than 50 millimeters. Let's just verify. It's going to yell at me again, but that's okay. 30 millimeters. All right. So I'm okay with all of this. I think that'll give you lots and lots of room. But how are you going to be able to get the screw in? It's not going to fit. So we got to make something that's on the bottom so that you can get a screwdriver up into it, right? So let's take a look at what that would be. Because we want to remove as little material as possible, but we also want to make it easy to print. Having something that's at an angle would be easiest to print, but, I mean, realistically, it doesn't need to be. Let me see here. It's funny because what we're going to do is we're going to print this so we can have it for Time Lapse Tuesday. And then I'm going to give it away to a local crafter. Maybe I'll get with Jen at the Sewing Report and get this over to her so she can use it. Or a local crafter. I don't know. We're going to get this to a local crafter. That way people can get a hang of it. But I'm thinking we want to do a line. We could... You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Grant's like thinking in his head of what he wants to do. Let's do it this way. All right. So I'm thinking we want to give ourselves at least like 3 millimeters. And okay, we have another line here, but now we're going to do, or a circle. We're going to do a line. We're going to come right off this edge. And you won't be able to see it there, but I will show you here. We're going to go right into it. If you grab a center and you just come over, you see that dotted line? That tells me that I am in line with the center, and I can come down to here. Now, you might look at that and say, Grant, that's not level. You're right, and also, I am a little cattywampus here. So, we're going to use horizontal vertical to click that, and it's not concentric. So, what I'm doing is I want to make it concentric because I want to basically cut a slot out. I think the slot is really where we want to be for this. And because of that, I need to make it concentric. So, we need to take this... to that. Is that the right way to do it? Maybe. Maybe. Nope. Alright. Why are you not concentric? Interesting. They are parallel. You're just for some reason not concentric. Oh, tangent, you idiot. It's a tangent. Oh my god, it's not concentric, it's tangent. Sometimes. Some friggin' times. Oh, man, my air conditioning just kicked on. Woo! It's getting a little toasty in here. I apologize. You're going to hear a whistling. Can't stop. It is what it is. All right. That's what we're going to need to do. We're going to... Yeah, well... I'll do it afterwards. I want to show a different way to mirror it. I believe we've only ever shown mirroring the actual sketch, but in this case, we don't need to do that. So we're going to go ahead and hit extrude. We're going to extrude this one all the way through here. But we don't want to go all the way down yet. Gonna bring this sketch back, hit E again, grab these pieces, but we need to do an offset. So we're gonna do instead of profile plane, we're gonna go to offset. We're gonna click this to cheat. It's going to tell us, nope. Oh, no, we're going to do an offset, Grant. We're going to offset, okay, negative 30 millimeters, just so I have enough, and then 35, and there you go. That is now the parts. Technically, we don't need to go that deep. We can go, like, 15, and it'll get right through it. So, if we want to mirror something, we can still go here into your Create tab. You can go to Mirror, and we can actually mirror the faces. You know, I think I actually did do this at some point, but whatever. We're going to mirror this face, this face, this face, and this face across. Right, Grant doesn't have a plane, so we're going to do a construct mid-plane. We're going to click that edge, and boom, we've now just made ourselves a mid-plane. Now we can come back here onto the mirror section. We're going to do mirror faces once again. Mirror that face, and this face across that plane. Click OK, and there you go. We have now just mirrored something that is a physical piece. But before we do that, I want to clean things up just a little bit. And you know me, what are we going to do when we want to clean things up? We're hitting the F key to pay respects for the fillets. Gonna add some fillets into here. Is it necessary? Absolutely not. Is it worth it? Absolutely. We've got that. That should be good. I do want to add, it's a 2 millimeter. Let me see if I add a fillet onto here, how we look. No, we'll add a chamfer there, and that's going to allow Allison to use a countersunk screw. So that will be 3.5. I like 3.5 better. 3.5? 3.5's good. We can actually check something. If we go back into Sketch 2, we can see, oh boy, where'd we go? Here we are. That we were 5 and then we went to 8. So if we do, instead of a 3.5 millimeter, if we do 4, it should actually, it should match this exact path. So that's kind of cool. A little bit of something to keep in mind. So that's what we'll do there. We're going to do a chamfer, which is right up there. We're going to grab this bottom edge, and we're going to chamfer it. I think 3 should be more than adequate. Yeah, 3 should be plenty fine. Yep. Yep. 3 is good. So now, turn off this sketch. So now when you put the screw in, you are able to put the screw in, and it will be countersunk. So there you go. I mean, nice and simple. Now we have to go back and let's see if this works. It's probably going to break. Nope. We can come back here and actually add some more faces in by hitting and holding control, grabbing that face, and that face. There you go. Ladies and gents, there's our part. Is it pretty? No. Am I pretty? Not really. But so we're going to try to clean this up just a little bit by hitting, once again, F to pay respects for fillet. Only the video game guys will get that joke, man. God, that's tough sometimes. All right, we're going to add some fillets up here. Like a 1 millimeter should be more than adequate. Actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to do a fillet of this entire edge. So when you do an entire edge fillet, it's actually going to grab the entire surface. And I want lots and lots of surfaces fillet on this because I don't want it to be very sharp. So even here, whoop, that's control. There we go. So this way things don't end up being very, very sharp. Now, we don't want to deal with filleting those. That's just going to be a pain in the keister, so we'll leave it that way. And this should still print okay, but there you go. That should make it nice and happy. But Grant, you only made 1 piece. Oh, my dear, you have fallen into my trap card. We are going to mirror the entire freaking body across this. There you go. I think that is the fastest live design I've ever done. I think, is it the fastest live design I've ever done? I think it might be. Let me see, how long we've actually been live streaming for? 33 minutes! That is officially the fastest live design I have ever done! I think my dad's part might have been a little bit faster, but there you go. Again, it doesn't have to be amazingly pretty to be effective. We could look at this and say, could we cut this down? We probably could. It's not going to hold a bunch of weight. And remember about orientation. We talked about this. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in the live stream this weekend. It's actually happening at 4:45, I think. Grant, you should know this. It's your friggin' live stream. It is happening at 4:45 on Sunday, which means we actually start at 4:30. The staff gets all acquainted. You know, we talk about what we're going to talk about, and that's it. So this is Allison Paper Cutter. Allison, would that be your band name? Your punk rock band name, Allison Paper Cutter? Because I feel like that's a very punk rock band name right there. The Allison Paper Cutters. Come on. But yeah, there you guys go. It doesn't have to be difficult, right? Allison, give me something more to add to this. I want to add something more to this just for kicks. What else should we add to this? What do you want? Something else you want on here? Do you have something else you want to add? Maybe tools that could slide in on either end here that we can add on? I'm like, this is just too easy. I'm like using the same basic techniques that I've always used, and I want to do something a little bit different. So let's see. I'll give you a few seconds. If we don't hear back, I'm going to move on to talking about what is going on here at the shop. Not sure what part of the band you would be. I don't know. I don't know enough about you. We've never actually spoken. I know we actually offer to any subscribers. We have a public YouTube email address. It's youtube@3dmusketeers.com. And every now and then if people want, I will actually jump on like a Zoom call with you guys so we can hang out. Justin is saying a name on the end, so we will go ahead and do that. So we will... And actually, we will do this before we mirror the parts. That way, when we mirror the part, it just takes care of it. So we will add her name right on the end. We're going to project this surface because that's what we're going to need. We're going to go to create. We're going to go to text. We're going to grab the point here and go all the way to there. Allison, and we are going to use... I've got some really fun fonts. Allison, you got a particular font? I'll see if I have it. Like, I got fun fonts. I mean, that would suck to 3D print, but we could do it. Oh, wait, we don't have to. That's on Geeky Faye. No, Justin, I am not doing it out of Comic Sans. You all got me with Papyrus the first time. I am smarter now. It is all about getting smarter every day, which, by the way, is a phenomenal YouTube channel. If you don't know Smarter Every Day, you gotta watch it. Destin Sandlin is an awesome presenter. Although he's gone more the meme way recently. Some of his older videos all about, like, especially the tattooing video. Absolutely cool to see what it's like. Yeah, we're not doing Comic Sans or Papyrus. You're not getting either of those guys, so, you know, meh. Bodani? Let me see if I got it. I do! Oh, but that's so, like, normal. I mean, I can do that. That's totally fine. Whatever font you want. If I got it, we can do it. Let's see what else we got here. Is that what you want to do? Let me know. And for those wondering, why is he taking so long? There is a delay between when I talk and when people get to see it. So there is a bit of a delay. Let's see, what are we thinking? That's good for you. Sweet. We are going to do that, and we are going to finish the sketch because that is all we need from it. We are going to extrude it in -1 millimeter, maybe. That should be enough, I think. And so we're going to come back to the fillet here. I'm actually going to turn off that edge because now we're going to hit the fillet one more time. And that will allow us to do a 1 millimeter fillet here. Oh no, it doesn't like that. Oh no, are you not going to like the fillets? Okay, just had to be a 0.5 millimeter fillet. Okay. Alright, so it's not all that even, but hey, whatever, it works. Faye responded. Did she respond? I'm going to Twitter right now to find out. Alright. Yay, Faye! We could do the Benchy and do 0.2 millimeters. We could, but I wanted to have a little more depth to it, and so you might initially think, wait a minute, this is going to actually make the part weaker, and you would be wrong. It won't, because what's going to happen is and you know what, here, we're going to do this my way. All right. So now we have our part, ooh, I wonder. That's fine. That's all fine. All right. Because I'm just going to flip this part horizontal. I bet I can actually just do this. Let's see if we can do that. This one I want to... There's got to be a way to... What is it that he is thinking of that he wants to do? I want to, like literally mirror it on itself. Would that work? Let me find out. I have the construction line back here. So that body mirror plane is that. Good enough. There we go. So we have Allison running correct both ways. And when we have a body that we're not going to use anymore, we can just hit remove, and that remove actually stays within the history. If we printed this... Damn it, you're right, Justin. He's right, we don't need to mirror it. We can just print the same part twice. Don't care, this is how I did it. This is my live stream, and we're going to do it my way. Alright, let's download these bad girls. So we're going to go to right-click on it, save as STL. We're going to save it. I'm going to come here, open up Prusa Slicer. Yeah, that's right. It's my way or the highway. I'm going to go to the stock Prusa profiles because I think it's only fair to use the stock Prusa profiles. If we use our profiles, it is kind of basically like cheating. We will use a generic PETG because I can't assume that Faye would have anything else. And we are going to go with their probably 0.2 millimeter speed. Actually, 0.2 millimeter quality because we care. Alright, we're going to grab our part. And of course, it's way too big when you bring these in. So how are we going to fix this? We are going to hit the object, split into object button. Then we're going to hit the center. And that brings everything into where it needs to be. But Grant, this is not the way you told us to print things. I know. Bear with me. We're going to grab a part. We're going to grab this tool here, which is place on face. Boom and boom. Done. This is the orientation they need to print it because this will be the strongest. Straight up will be the strongest. And because it is going to bother me, I'm going to flip this one over. I want the A's at the top for both of them. Thought you were going to start singing my way. I'm not a great singer. I just like to make obscure song references for the hell of it. So we could look at this. I bet. Nah, that's going to need support. Alright, we're going to talk about the paint-on supports for Prusa, because those are pretty cool. I think Little Grant gets in the way. He does. So we're going to get rid of Little Grant real quick. We're going to do the auto set by angle, and we can look on here, we can see where it wants to put supports. I know for a fact that a Prusa can handle 25. No problem. And so we'll hit enforce, but we really don't need to support the inside there, so we can up our brush size. If you hit and hold the shift key, it just removes the support material that it just made. And this is paint on supports, one of the newest features of Prusa Slicer. This does not need to be supported either. It will handle it just fine. La 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 la. Nobody wants all that friggin' support material. Cool. So if we look and we do, let's go with support enforcers only. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Oh, I guess quality prints so much better than speed, and it's only a few % more. Cool. Now we look and we can see, okay, yes, there are some bridging perimeters. They might sag a little bit. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. That'll be fine. It's just that right there that I'm worried about. Interesting, because I only did for support enforcers only, and clearly I missed. Oh, I know what I missed. We're gonna come back in here, we're gonna look. I bet money. Yep, there it is. Go away. So we're gonna do the same thing over here, but we're not gonna make any of the changes, okay? So all I did was just go into the paint on supports, auto set by angle at 25% enforce, and that's it. We were done. I'm going to slice these both, and you're going to see the difference in them. Like, look at all that. Nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that. And guess what? It doesn't make anything better. It's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt. Of course, it's gyroid that it uses. But yeah, look at all that. No one wants to deal with all that support. I hate that. Literally, I'm going to get rid of that because it's ugly and I don't like it. And I got rid of the wrong one. Go figure. Of course, Grant does that. Alright, so we have our one part, and it is gyroid, which honestly, gyroid is great for time lapses, but it just takes too much time for everything else. Like, way too much time. So I think the one that we give away, we will get rid of Allison's name on it, because that's just weird to give something to somebody that has a different name. But if you look, you see, you know how I was talking about earlier that, oh, the name is going to make it weaker, and actually it's not going to, because one, you end up with these perimeters that move around some more. It gives your part more rigidity, right? But then you also get these solid layers that build in that basically give you that extra thickness that you need. And so, like, in an area that would have been originally relatively thin, it's now solid material right from here to here, and it's only got this little bit of infill. So I would argue that this is actually stronger. I don't know. That's the way I think about it. Yeah, so there you go. And if you look at it, this would be a 3-hour and 44-minute print. It would use 39 grams of filament, and I believe, what does Prusa use for its price of filament? It uses $27. Excuse me. $27, which I think is, you know, pretty good value if you're buying material straight up. So if this was your own printer and you were doing it for yourself, you're looking at less than $2, realistically. Less than $3 to build this part, which is crazy, crazy cool. And Justin is totally right. I can just do this, and I can hit the plus key, and that just gives me another one. There you go. Ladies and germs, we have it done. There's our part. So, yeah. Wow, Grant actually designed something in his limited time. You gotta love that. So, anyways, let me see if there's anything that I'm being yelled at for. There is not. I'm excited, guys. I think this is a great part. Good energy on this video. But, I promise to stream for 1 hour a week minimum. So let's talk. Let's talk. It's a one-man podcast at this point. Let's go back here. Let's bring up Little Grant, because Little Grant is what it is. And let's talk about what's going on here in the shop. You know, no, let's bring up Big Grant. Big Grant can show you what's going on in the shop. So, we have got this whole section. And if you notice, it's a little dark over there, right? And it's dark over there because we are missing the lighting. And actually, we have lighting that I have controlled here by this remote. This turns the lighting on and off. So one of the maker projects in the next couple of days, I'm actually going to install the lighting over on this side, and it's going to be on a clip system so we can unplug it if we ever do move everything over. But even further, that is where the enclosed printers are going to be. Ultimately, what's likely going to happen is that, and Grant, since I know where it is, the mini's on the floor. I used it again as a prop. It's actually been doing some printing duty. You can see I've got some poles on the bed already because, you know, we printed ABS on a mini. So we're going to have 2 minis over here, 2 minis over there, and 2 of the Mark III's over there. And all the printers on that shelf are going to be fully enclosed. Now, we can open them up if we want to. My thought was to use 2020 extrusions, and we have those in stock. So I'm going to show you. I have some 2040 right here from a project. So this is 2040. It is 20 by 40 millimeters. It's like the name makes sense. And we can build anything we want out of this stuff using brackets, using printed parts, whatever. But with acrylic, we can actually build boxes to where you can slide acrylic in here and in here, so you can basically build an enclosure box. I would love to see if that's what you guys would like. I mean, if we could do a whole building project on it, I would love to like do that with you guys, where we're doing a build project and it's a little more like in the shop, hang out kind of thing. And yes, 2x4, who no one wants to spend a ton of money on 2x4s. And by the way, if you are looking to get some 2020 or 2040 in the United States, Xyltech has it incredibly affordable on their website. If you use code 3DM, you get 15% off your order. And yes, that does include these aluminum extrusions. And the idea of the aluminum extrusions is that we can make it whatever size we want. It is fully modular. So let's say I would build it so they're all interconnected so I don't have to use a bunch. Of course, what we could do, and the shelves are identical, so bear with me, right? We could do it where we just enclose the entire shelf. But I think enclosing individual printers as well, so having, like, you know, things that go next to the printers would be a better move. because then that enables us to run one printer at a time and it heat up its own chamber rather than having to heat up all of the other printers. My plan is to have the windows, so the window that would go down, pull out a little bit so you can use a thumb to pull up. Yes, dividers. Exactly, dividers. So there would be dividers in between the printers, and all this would be made out of 2020. Initially, we were thinking of just literally enclosing the entire thing with, like, visqueen, right? Something that we know is going to hold in the heat. It's dirt cheap. It's nice and simple, but I figured, wait a minute. We're trying to be professional YouTubers here. That's the cheater way of doing it. We gotta do it the fun way by actually using really cool materials. I think the 2020 is probably the right move for us to do it. It will just be a container that sits on top of the machines, and we will be able to literally unscrew them and screw them into each other. So let's say I needed to, I don't know, remove 2 of the printers. I can pull those, those dividers and the front, backs, and tops off and put them somewhere else. The material that I mentioned is aluminum extrusion. So this is aluminum extrusion. This is, it's known by its size. This is 20 millimeters tall by 40 wide. This is 2040. This is particularly called V-slot. It is V-slot because if you look here on the slot, it's got a chamfer on it for wheels. So this is originally part of our big ass D-bot. I talk about it in the video that's coming out tomorrow, but this is actually the size of the build plate on our biggest 3D printer, 16 inches square, and it's then 31 inches tall. You guys will actually get to see what a 31 inch tall part looks like. I show it off. Oh, visqueen. Sorry. Yeah, it's like a PETG polycarbonate visqueen. Like a clear plastic drop cloth that you would use for painting. That's exactly what I bought. I have some, but I can't go get it because walking for me right now is a little tough. My back has really been acting up these past couple of days, so you're not going to see a lot of walking out of me because pain is setting in real hardcore. But hey, whatever. That's not going to stop me from making badass content for you guys out there. But yeah, this is a piece of acrylic. This was, we worked with a local college to build a new Z-axis for the D-bot, and this is what they used to show the size of that Z-axis in their presentation. But this material is great to build with because you can cut it with a regular chop saw. Heck, you can cut it with a circular saw. You can cut it with a jigsaw. And if you are a masochist, you can cut it even with a hacksaw. It's really, really easy to cut, but I figure it might be a cool way for everyone to kind of see that I'm not just a business owner, you know, the random guy that pretends he knows what he's doing in Fusion 360, that I also have some experience in building real parts properly. So if you all want to see that, next week we will plan to do that live stream. And by the way, I apologize for this being a day out. I was actually supposed to be at a mural unveiling yesterday. I'm a part of a few other board of directors, and we had a mural unveiling planned. Well, unbeknownst to me, they changed it and didn't let me know, so I messed up our entire content calendar so that I could be at an event that didn't occur. Gotta love board of directors, especially when they don't know how to be ran. So, is what it is. We're here. Next week is the actual mural unveil, but I am not changing our content calendar 2 weeks in a row because that's not my fault. It's theirs. So they're going to do that mural unveil, unfortunately, without me. But it will be next week, 5 p.m. Eastern. We are going to make awesome right here. I'm going to talk about the design on the live stream this weekend on the Making Awesome podcast, which is at 4:45 Sunday afternoon. So maybe you guys can, I know Allison will be, very much going to bed, but some of us might be hanging out, maybe cooking dinner or something, talking all about, ooh, I like that. She said, then you got to do a live stream to unveil it. That might be difficult. We'll have to, like, edit this whole section out for the videos that, because we do 6 content videos a week on this channel. So we might have to, like, put, like, a censor bar over here on the editing side so that we can keep it a secret until it's time. That would be pretty cool. I like the idea of unveiling it on a live stream and talking about the project. Just understand, that's a really tough thing for me to do because my computer is not mobile. So we'll have to figure out how we do that. I'll work with my brother. He's more IT focused than I am. It might involve just having a different angle in here, but I like the idea. I like the idea. We can do what we did to hide Amber's present. Yes, we can. Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea, Justin. Yeah, I'll have a logo of the cat. For those of you that don't know, for Valentine's Day this year, I made Amber a big bust of Ahsoka Tano. That's her favorite character in Star Wars, and because I'm a public figure and stuff, I told her, don't come in my office. And anytime that we were on calls together, I'd make sure to put a sticker of Victoria right in the way on OBS so that she didn't see it. It's hilarious because I can literally change things whatever I want. Like, literally, I can make the intro, I can do BRB, I can do whatever I want because that's what OBS allows me to do. So, yeah, we'll do that. I like your style, Justin, and then we can reference what we're doing to build up hype. See, this is why I have a team. The team helps us make things all hype all the time. Let's see. That's really it for me, guys. I don't think there's much else for us to go over. I know I say I stream for an hour, and it's a little bit under an hour. But, I think I want to do it with 2020. It'd be a lot more fun. And it's actually going to be more affordable, even with the price of lumber and resin and all that kind of crap right now. It is cheaper to do it with 2020 than it would be to do it another way. If you have one printer and you are looking to fully enclose it, you can actually just use a photo booth. One of those cheap, like, $40 photo booths from Amazon that are like those pop-up photo booths. You can put your printer inside of it, cover it, and you'll be able to print ABS and nylon without a ton of warping. And that is great when you have one printer. When you have an army of printers and you want to enclose some of them, you have to think and be a little bit more deliberate about the way that you're doing things. And even further, we got to look at, because of the printed parts, Grant, move your hand correctly, the printed part, of which that is one, allows us to hang the spools the way that they're hanging. We got to take all of that into account in our design, so that will be a fun little design project for next week. I'm going to take some measurements over the weekend, and of course, we will film some video for it to make a montage for you guys. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. This one went really, really well. I don't think I struggled too much at all, and I think my brother gave us the best advice here, which was make it 2 pieces, and it makes life just a little bit easier. But again, this was the part that we made. And then this is it inside of Prusa Slicer. Very, very, very cool. We could actually etch the logo into acrylic. We could do it into the wood. And I think I may do something like that. I'm debating on putting, like, ventilation in it. And yes, because we have a laser, we can etch whatever we want into it. I probably will do it just for kicks, and because we're going to have to custom cut the acrylic anyways. But when I look at the size of our laser is 18 by 24. We will likely only end up getting like one piece out of every, like one thing out of every piece of acrylic. So we're going to have to look at the way that we do our doors, the way that we look at building all the parts, because this starts to matter when you are limited in the sizing of your laser. When you look at like a Mark III's, you need to have at least like 17 inches wide. And if your laser can only do 18 inches wide, you're getting a little close. So this will be fun. It'll be a really great little design product. It's going to happen over the course of a couple of weeks, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys to join along with it. And as I get more treatment for my back, as we start to get some of the solutions, I'm going to do more in the shop style videos. We're going to be ordering some tables and turning my garage into a set so that you guys can come along with me and we do big maker products, and so that we can do unboxings that aren't outside. Don't have a great space. This office is literally usable space. I kid you not, in this office. It is 6 feet from my desk to those shelves. And it is 12 feet long of usable space, plus the little peninsula I have here, of course, where the supervisor goes. So there's not a lot of room in here to film, but I think we can make it over time. So bear with us while we get everything ready. Remember, we were expecting this YouTube thing to be so much slower than it is, But hey, we appreciate your support. And remember, if you are watching us on Facebook or Twitch, make sure to go over to our YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave us a like, and remember that you too can make awesome, and we at 3D Musketeers can help make that happen. Whether you think you can do it yourself or you want us to do it for you, we can help you make awesome every single day. That's what this is about. You know what? I want this to get real, so I am turning off your music so you can listen to me real quick. This is such a big deal about making awesome, and so many people say, we can't do it, we can't do it, we can't do it. Damn it, you can do it! Our email is youtube@3dmusketeers.com. If you get stuck, you have a question, you don't think you can do it, I challenge you and to email me, because I'm going to prove to you that you can do it. And we're going to do something together. I want to start doing these live streams where we bring subscribers on. I don't know how in the world I'm going to do it, but we're going to find a way where we can design something together live. Like I think when I did the part last week for my girlfriend's brother, that would have been awesome if he was actually on the stream with us, but it didn't happen. So I'm thinking when we're doing parts directly for our subs, we should actually have them on hanging out with us, right? It's just kind of a way to get that instant feedback loop. But either way, you all can do this on your own. You just got to put the time, effort, and energy into it. Remember, we have a 3-pillar system here. Educate, empower, create. We are doing the education right now. The live streams are all about empowering. And guess what? We create all the time, and you can too. So don't forget it. My name is Grant. This is 3D Musketeers. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. Do better today than you did yesterday. And if today is tomorrow, keep doing awesome. Take care, guys. Grant clicked the wrong thing! He's fixed it. He fixed it. We're good. We're good. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't just do this. Take care, everybody.